Excellent. And that brings to my next question, section 37, also known as density bonusing. So it speaks to increasing permitted build heights if community benefits are incorporated in the development. So I understand the increase must adhere to the principles of the downtown secondary plan to allow any such increase. So can you just share with us, I think of certain community benefits in my mind, but what in fact are those community benefits? What are the preferred community benefits that we'd like to see in order to allow that section 37 density bonusing to take place?
But they can expand. The four criteria are one, provision of housing, in particular rental and affordable housing; two, community facilities and services; three, child care facilities; and four, cultural facilities. Cool. There's two others. Protection of cultural heritage, as noted by Shannon just now, and transit station improvements as well. And if you would like an expansion on that, Derek, we have two fine individuals to my left.
Please, yeah, thank you, Jason.
Yeah, so I mean, when we went through our community consultation, it was quite clear that the community really wanted to know what are the benefits that they could receive to offset the impacts of taller buildings. In the previous plan, I think the tallest permitted height was about 15 stories. And there weren't many properties, so most of the properties were 2, 4, 6 stories. Some were 8 stories permissions as well. So we drastically increased heights in the downtown. We now have a up to 20 and an up to 30-story permission. And we really wanted to make sure that development wasn't at any cost. So we heard loud and clear that affordable housing was an issue that residents were concerned about. The protection of cultural heritage, landscapes and buildings, as well as transit station upgrades, things like that. So we wanted to make sure that because we were increasing these heights, what could we gain? And we were zoning for them as well. So other municipalities may increase heights in their official plan, but they keep the zoning low, and then through a rezoning process, they could enter into section 37 agreements. So this way we have zoned for those heights, but the holding provision is really what would trigger that section 37 if you are building above 12 stories. So you still have 12 stories as of right, but anything greater than 12, the holding provision would kick in.
One of the things too, you may ask, how do you determine the priorities of community benefits? So that's one of the things that we've spoke about over the years, and then even in committee when it became in the political realm. You know, the good thing about Downtown's Growth Center, it's in downtown, and in downtown there are 6 different neighborhoods, and all of them are very distinct, but all of them have very active and engaged citizens, whether they're with neighborhood associations or with other groups and organizations, real estate professionals or other professionals, and boatload of BIAs as well. All of them engage regularly politically, but also with staff, and all of them have their ideas in every block what priorities are and what community benefits mean. And so we talked about you know, their opinions mattering most, and therefore the folks who engaged with us for many years on this plan and others will have that ability to determine those community benefits. And one of the things we could do, and I used as an example in planning committee when we accepted this plan a few weeks ago, was a ranked ballot exercise. You know, you get everybody involved in that particular area where somebody like Harry Stinson wants to do something very special and unique, because that's what Harry does. And you associate, you know, in a 2-block radius, those people immediately adjacent but active and engaged citizens in that very neighborhood who can participate in almost a contest where they list their community benefits based on the 6 criteria, and you can just through a ranked ballot easily determine based on their input what the most important community benefit is in that immediate area.
That's awesome. So we have 6 criteria that can incorporate into community benefits. However, we're going to allow that community to choose what they think is most suitable for that particular development. So we have the community engagement, which is great.
I just want to add, so we're currently undertaking a section 37 bonusing study for the city. So it's citywide as well as for the downtown, and we're trying to figure out what's the best sort of implementation protocol on how to do that. There will be consultation with the public on that, so we are developing that. In the interim, it would be just evaluated on a site-by-site basis, and negotiated between the owner. A third-party appraisal would have to be hired by the landowner to determine the value uplift of the additional height, and then there would be negotiations with the city as to what that would mean. If it's an actual asset or if it's, it could be money. It depends on what.
Or the community benefit could be
Well,
monetary.
you could take, cash in lieu of that, or you can also, or it could be an actual, something that they would provide, so affordable housing units, or it could be an open space component, like a privately owned, publicly accessible open space, so things like that. But it would be until we have finished that study, which should wrap up in the next couple of months. In the fall, we'll have that done, and then we'll be more clear.
Yeah, what I really like about this is it allows, because sometimes from our real estate perspective side, we're dealing with developers and, they typically always want to go taller and so on, but this sort of allows them to do that if they can provide or meet the criteria that has that initial benefit on the community. So it creates that win-win opportunity. They get the density that makes the project feasible, and the community gets the benefits that we all get to enjoy. So I think it's a great element of the plan.
Derek, really quick,
Yep.
in Toronto started this years ago, and councillors were accused early on in the Section 37 game of meddling and doing side deals and quiet backroom deals. So I think since we're on the topic, maybe close with the fact that if we're going to close on this topic, that it will be a very, no matter the elements that make the Section 37 play out in the case-by-case basis, it'll be as open and as transparent as you're going to see. And we have learned our lessons from previous councils in other cities from many, many years ago. So that's something that I hope sticks with folks who are looking at, and I know many are, looking at for a first time in Hamilton, Section 37 bonus.